Hey guys, it's Ashley here from Precision Wellbeing in North London. Today I'm going to update a video that I did a long time ago, and it's a review about foam rollers. Now when I did that video before, there was only a few rollers on the market at the time. But since then there's been loads of other rollers released. So I thought now would be a good time to just update that video and go through what I think is worth investing in and what I think is perhaps a little bit too expensive for its value. So the first type of roller that you can buy, I don't actually have here, and that's because I don't really think it's worth buying at all. And that is just a really basic white low density foam roller. It's about the same kind of firmness as one of those swimming noodles that you can get at the pool. The reason I don't really like them is because they're a bit too soft and they will deform very quickly after maybe a few weeks of use. So although they're really cheap, to be honest, they're not really worth wasting that money on anyway. But the next one I do think is worth buying if you're just getting into foam rolling is a really basic high density foam roller. Now this one has the grooves cut along its length. I believe that that is for when you're lying on it vertically, like so that your spine can go down the groove in the middle. You can get them without these grooves, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter either way. Most of the time when you're rolling on a roller, you'll be going perpendicular to rather than parallel with. So this is a really good entry point for most people. They come in different lengths. This is the long one, I believe it's 90 centimeters. But you can also get them somewhere around 60 centimeters or 50, something like that. They will retail for around about 10 to 20 pounds depending on the length, and you can get them from Amazon. The next type that I really like is one of these. It's a hollow plastic insert with a kind of foamy outer layer. This type comes in loads of different colours, loads of different patterns, and will usually retail on Amazon for around about £13. Most of these rollers will have these nodules and an area of like a flatter, wider padding. The theory, I believe, is that these nodules are supposed to simulate a therapist's thumbs digging into you, and the flatter area is supposed to simulate a therapist's palm. Personally though, I don't really feel much difference when I'm rolling over them, but I like these anyway because they're solid and you'll get a good rolling session out of one of these, and they're only about £13. You can of course go for a branded roller, which is the Triggerpoint therapy roller. It's the grid roller. This also comes in different lengths. This is the shorter of the two. This short one I believe is around about £30 from Amazon. And again, you can see it's got an area of the wide flap, the smaller, thinner and tiny little nodules. I personally also don't think that you can feel much difference between the different areas. So all you're really buying is the flat with the foam, and you're just buying into the brand. So if I was going to choose between the two, the cheaper one or the branded one, I would go for the cheaper one, to be honest. It's about half the price and it does the same thing. Following on from that, if you want to get a bit more funky, you could get something like, Following on from that, if you want to get a bit more funky, you can get something like the Rumble Roller. This is the Rumble Roller original, and it's the blue version. It comes in blue and black, and the blue one is the softer of the two, and the black one is a really firm roller. This really does feel like the nodules are getting into your muscles. So if you wanted a roller to get deeper into the muscles, then a rumble roller is a really good option. The rumble roller comes in 3 different variations in length. This is the medium. I think this is about 60 centimeters. It comes in a 90 centimeter or I think a 30 centimeter. As you go shorter, they become thinner, and as you go to the longer one, it becomes a bit thicker. These will retail on Amazon for around 52 to 55 pounds for the medium. It will become more expensive for the longer one and slightly cheaper for the shorter one. I'm not sure how the price compares between the blue and the black, but I think it's around about the same. Another product from Rumble Roller that I think is really good is the Rumble Roller Gator. This one has really small flat nodules on it. The theory behind this one is that these nodules are supposed to grip your skin, and you're supposed to move across the roller rather than rolling on the roller. And what that's supposed to do is, as it grips the skin, it's supposed to stretch the fascia underneath. I must admit I was a bit skeptical when I first heard about this, so I tried it, and it feels like it is doing something. As to how effective it really is, I'm not sure at this point, but you can really feel it gripping. So if you want to work more superficially, then the Rumble Roller Gator would be a good option. These will also retail on Amazon for around about 52 to 55 pounds. The Rumble Roller Gator only comes in the one size, and that is about the same size as the Rumble Roller Original. Now, all of these rollers are great. I have these in the clinic because I think they're really worth buying. But the problem with all rollers is that they're so broad that they only get into the big muscles, such as your calf, your quad, your glutes, your lats, and the erector spinae down the spine. If you want to get into the smaller areas, such as your rotator cuff, your neck muscles, your hip muscles, or your hamstrings, then you're going to need to get yourself some massage balls. Now, I know the hamstring is not a smaller muscle, but I personally don't find that the roller is that effective because the hamstring is such a meaty area and it's too far away from the bone to really get a good sensation with the roller. So that's why I suggest using a ball. When it comes to massage balls, I personally recommend either a lacrosse ball or the Fitness Mad Triggerpoint massage balls. I like the smooth ones personally because I find that the spiky ones are just a bit too sharp and uncomfortable when I'm rolling on them. A lacrosse ball is a fairly cheap way to start. It's made of rubber, absolutely solid, and is really grippy, so will not break, will get a really good effect into your muscles and will grip the skin really nicely. But if you want to go for something with slightly different variation in firmness, then these Triggerpoint balls from Fitness Mad are really good as well. They come in 3 different firmnesses. The blue is the softest and the grey is the hardest. The blue is a bit firmer than a tennis ball and the black is pretty solid. So these are also really, really good, and these will retail on Amazon for just under £10. So if you're looking to get into rolling or rehabbing your body, getting over any injuries, or want to just improve your overall movement and function, I would definitely recommend getting yourself a foam roller of some sort and a massage ball as well. If I was on a budget and I wanted to get just 1 or 2 things, I would suggest one of the basic hollow insert rollers from Amazon and a massage ball of your choice. If you wanted to just spend a little bit more money and go for something else, then I would recommend the Rumble Roller. Hopefully guys, you found that review helpful. I just want to point out that I've not been paid or asked to promote any of these products. All of these products that I've shown you today are what I have in the clinic. So that's what we use on a daily basis. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below, and perhaps let me know what rollers or massage balls you like to use. Subscribe for more videos because there are more videos coming out very soon. So in the meantime guys, take care and I will see you soon. Bye bye.